The buzzing started before they entered the room. Not from voices, from flies. Thick, angry clouds of them swarming around the throne. And the smell? Imagine wet leather soaked in sour milk and left to rot under a dying animal. That was King James I fully alive somehow. The same king who commissioned the Bible. He hadn't washed in over a decade. His mouth couldn't close properly, so saliva dripped constantly. His robes weren't just dirty, they were crawling. Lice jumping off his sleeves like they had somewhere to be. And you know what? He wasn't even the worst one. Not even close. Give a man absolute power, and you don't get wisdom. You get glass skin, doll obsessions, and horse senators. And no, that last one isn't satire. This isn't political commentary. It's historical fact. What you're about to hear is real and completely deranged. Let's begin with someone tame. Charles VI of France. The man believed he was made of glass, not in a poetic way. He thought a hug would shatter him. He wore iron rods sewn into his clothes to hold himself together. He walked slow. He spoke slow. Sometimes he forgot he was king. Your Majesty, the council awaits. Why? Because you rule France. Oh, right. And weirdly, that wasn't rare. Glass delusion was a trend, a medieval mental glitch. It even had a name. Scholar's melancholy. Think too hard, and your brain snapped. Forget swords, your mind became the real danger. But if Charles was odd, Peter III of Russia was straight up humiliating. This man ruled an empire, and he made his court stay up past midnight, playing dolls, not collecting them, playing voices, storylines, battles between silk and wood. He made his wife, yes, the future Catherine the Great, sit there and pretend. 2 a.m., the Empress of Russia holding a toy soldier. That's what royal power looked like. Come on, Catherine, make the horses gallop. That's what he said, out loud, to his wife, while playing dolls. At 2 a.m., he made her do voices. He made the whole court play along. And then one day, he dies. Official cause, hemorrhoidal colic. Translation, death by butt pain. That's not a medical report. That's a revenge plot. Peter also had a thing for Prussia. He wore the uniform, spoke the language, worshipped the army. Even his rats weren't safe. One of them chewed through his toy soldiers. So he held a trial, a full-blown court-martial, for a rat. But then, he pardoned it, because, according to him, it showed discipline. If that's not madness, what is? Now let's talk about Farouk, king of Egypt, master of theft. This guy had palaces, cars, gold, everything. And still, he picked pockets. At dinners, at meetings. He once stole Churchill's watch. The man literally trained himself in theft. He called it the hand of the thief, and he was proud of it. He was obsessed with red, owned hundreds of red cars, banned everyone else in Egypt from owning one, saw a red car on the road once, shot the tires. The driver? A foreign diplomat. Oops. He also had the largest porn collection on Earth. Claimed it was educational. Sure, all 10,000 pieces. He was so big, restaurants removed chair arms. So he could fit. He didn't order food. He ordered everything, then complained he was still hungry. But wait till you hear how Martin of Aragon died. King, warrior, nicknamed the Humane. He ate an entire goose. Not shared, not sliced. The whole thing. After that, his jester tried to cheer him up. Told him a joke. And that joke killed the king. The joke? A deer got caught stealing figs. So someone tied it upside down from a tree. That's it. That's the joke. And Martin laughed for 3 hours straight. He laughed so hard he turned purple. He fell off his chair, then died. No assassin, no poison, just death by bad wildlife humor. Imagine being the jester. You kill a king with a fig joke. Do you brag about it? Do you get promoted? Or executed? Anyway, let's talk about Christian VII of Denmark. He wasn't evil. He was just gone. Mentally. He had a chair. A special chair. Prescribed by his doctors. To stop him from injuring himself. Because he wouldn't stop? You know. And when he wasn't doing that, He was slapping people. At dinners. At weddings. At peace talks. Slap. He once declared his dog a government minister. Expected people to obey it. Yes, the dog. He'd leap over tables, run around smashing art, and play leapfrog with foreign ambassadors. In the throne room, now imagine this. You're a diplomat from France, and the Danish king wants to jump over you. Do you bend? Do you refuse? Is there a manual for this? Next, Caligula, Rome's most unhinged emperor. He didn't just rule. He performed. His horse had a marble stable, with ivory floors, golden bowls, servants, jewelry. It sat at dinner, drank wine, had political conversations. With Caligula, he planned to make it a consul, like prime minister. Imagine losing a promotion to a horse. That's not a metaphor. It actually happened, but it doesn't end there. Caligula said he was a god, not just any god, every god, and every goddess too. On Monday he was Jupiter. Tuesday he was Venus. Yes, full costume included. Tuesday, he's Venus. Wednesday, Neptune again. Caligula didn't just pretend. He had priests. He had temples. He had sacrifices. To himself, he'd stand beside statues of real gods and ask, who's more divine? You'd better say Caligula. If you wanted to live, he built a floating bridge across the Bay of Naples, 3 miles long. It connected nothing, no purpose, except one, to ride his horse across it, wearing Alexander the Great's stolen breastplate. Why? Because someone once told him, you'll be emperor when you ride a horse over the bay. So he did. But if Caligula was a god in his head, Ludwig II of Bavaria was a fantasy character in his. This is the man they called the Swan King. And what he did makes Disneyland look sane. He built castles, dozens, but not for defense. For dreams, he dressed like a medieval prince, forced his servants to do the same, created fake caves, lit them with colored lights, sailed around inside them in a giant swan boat, in full costume. Summer? No problem. He attached wheels to his sleigh and kept riding, even at night, especially at night, because Ludwig slept all day and ruled in the dark. His entire court was flipped. Breakfast at midnight, dinner at dawn. And if you think that's strange, he once ripped out a servant's teeth. Why? The man's dentures clicked, ruined the illusion. But it gets worse. Ludwig held royal dinners with ghosts. He'd speak to Louis XIV, toast Marie Antoinette, laugh with dead kings. Servants had to pour wine into empty glasses, serve invisible guests, then clear full plates, straight-faced. Imagine standing there while your king debates foreign policy with a chair, and just when you think you've heard it all, comes number 4, Ibrahim of the Ottoman Empire, also known as Ibrahim the Mad. This man wasn't just strange. He was empire-ending strange. Ibrahim spent 22 years locked away in luxury confinement, a gilded cage for Ottoman princes. He thought death was coming any second. Then one day, he became sultan, and he lost it. First came the fur, not to wear, to live in. He covered his walls with fur, his ceilings, his floors, everything. Even in the sweltering Istanbul heat, he wrapped himself in sable, perfumed his beard with amber, layered himself in so many jewels and furs, he had to be helped to walk. And then came the real obsession. Women. Not just any. He demanded the largest woman in the empire. His agents found one, an Armenian named Sugar Cube, 330 pounds. He made her governor of Damascus, gave her a massive pension. But it didn't stop there. His mind kept slipping. One night, he convinced himself all 280 of his concubines were cheating on him. His solution? Tie them up, stuff them in sacks, weigh them down, and drown them in the Bosphorus. All of them. In one night, the screams were heard across the strait. Only one survived. She escaped the sack, swam to shore. French sailors found her. And that's how we know. Ready for worse? Meet Qin Shi Huang of China, the man who united China, built the Great Wall, and drank poison in search of eternal life. His fear of death ruled him. He sent expeditions to find immortality islands. Nothing came back, so he turned to mercury. His alchemists swore it worked, so he drank it daily, bathed in it, laced his tomb with it, swallowed pills like candy, and wondered why his body was failing. The mercury wasn't saving him. It was eating his brain. His paranoia exploded. He built tunnels between 270 palaces, so no one knew where he slept, not even his guards. He'd switch locations nightly. Reveal his location? You died. Your family died. He used decoy carriages, built entire fake routes, and if books made him feel uneasy, he burned them. Not a few, almost all. Medicine and farming were spared. History? Gone. Philosophy? Gone. Poetry? Gone. Scholars who objected? Buried alive. All 460 of them. He didn't just want to be remembered. He wanted history to begin with him. So he tried to erase all of it. Every record, every name. Gone. But some scholars fought back. They hid books inside walls, buried them with the dead, because they knew the emperor's madness wouldn't last forever. And when he finally dropped dead at 49, no one was surprised. Turns out bathing in mercury kills you. His court panicked. They hid his death for 2 months. They hauled his rotting corpse across cities. To mask the stench, they surrounded him with carts of decaying fish. Even dead, his fear ruled them. Number 2, even dumber. Adolf Frederick, King of Sweden. This man ate himself to death. Not like, oh, I overate. This was championship-level destruction. The 12th of February, 1771. He sits down. Starts with lobster, then caviar, then sauerkraut, then smoked herring, and champagne. And then he keeps going. More fish, more meat, more sides, then dessert. His favorite? Semla, a Swedish cream bun. He didn't stop at 1. He didn't stop at 10. He had 14. 14 cream-filled buns. His servants just watched, staring, as he shoved bun after bun down his throat, cream dripping, stomach bulging. He stood up and dropped dead. On the spot. Official cause? Digestive issues, which is like saying Mount Vesuvius had a gas leak. Swedes still call him the king who ate himself to death. It's literally on his Wikipedia. His legacy? Not his rule. Not his wars. Not reforms. 14 buns. And a fatal food coma. But if you think that's wild, wait till you meet number 1. King Henry VIII. Yeah, that Henry. The one in your school book. But you didn't get the real version. Here's what they didn't teach you. The smell. Henry had a leg wound that never healed. Infected. Foul. It would seal, fill with pus, then explode. They could smell him from 3 rooms away. Doctors would drain pints of pus. And because it was the 1,502nd, they packed it with gold flakes and crushed pearls. Luxury. Infection. Rotting. Henry designed custom chairs, so he wouldn't have to walk. He couldn't. By the end, he weighed over 400 pounds. Couldn't climb stairs. Couldn't fit through doors. Palaces had to be remodeled around him. Breakfast? A full chicken. Side of beef. Bread soaked in wine. Pastries. Ale. And that was just the start of the day. For dinner, he didn't choose a dish. He chose 13. All meat. He'd eat until he puked. Then, keep eating. His wine intake? Gallons. Per day. But the worst part? The bedroom. By the end, Henry couldn't move much. Couldn't function. His legs were infected. His weight was crushing. So he blamed the women. Anne of Cleves? He said she was too ugly. Reality? He was too sick to try. Too swollen, too broken. But the truth gets uglier. The smell wasn't just from his leg. Modern doctors think he had type 2 diabetes. His urine smelled sweet, attracting flies. Now imagine that. An open, pus-filled leg, sticky sweat, rotting infection, and no bathing. because he thought washing was dangerous. Henry wasn't a king. He was a 400-pound biohazard. His moods? Violent. He'd order an execution before lunch, then forget he did it by dinner.